Hello, thank you for clicking on the video. As you can see, we're jumping back into the Charmed universe today. And if you don't like spoilers, you never watched Charmed, you should jump off of here, go watch it, then come back. If you don't care, then we move on. Today I want to talk a little bit about Paige. She was introduced because, they killed off Prue's character or whatever. And she kind of comes in, and they have to get her to unite with them so that they can kill the demon that killed Prue. This is my thing. First, let me just point out, the woman, what's her name? Rose McGowan, whatever her name is, that played her. She did a good job, but there were certain moments where I did not like her acting as Paige. Like, there were certain times where she wasn't able to convey what she needed to convey. I don't know if she just didn't have it in her to do it, or if she, at a certain point she, was having issues, because I know there were so many issues behind the scenes that, it affected her acting sometimes. I don't freaking know, but there were just certain things that she did not do well enough, in my opinion. But for the most part, she was able to do a good job in making you feel the character. One thing about Paige is she comes in and they're already expecting her to just fill really big shoes, right? Prue was a very big part of the Charmed sisters and making sure that they were safe and taking down demons, considering what her power was. And so everybody just expected her to, hey, you're a witch, get on job, but she was kind of stuck under Prue's shadow for quite a while, and it felt like for most of that time we were seeing Paige try to get out from under Prue's shadow, and it was very difficult because at so many moments you're hearing, well, Prue could do this, well, Prue could do that. Like, there was literally an episode where the demon the demon of fear, I think it is, he finds out what your deepest fear is, and then he kills you that way. He comes back again, the way that dude would not just go away, but he comes back again and traps the girls in the house. And literally the reason why they was able to destroy him that time is because there was a puddle of the vanquishing potion, and he was like, you can do it, Prue did it. And then he was like, well, you ain't Prue, is you? And then she was like, well. And that was when she learned to move liquid things, with her power. But it's the fact that was her motivation. Like, well, don't try to compare me and then say that I'm not good enough, So it felt like it was like this like little bit of it, not a competition, but it came off like a competition almost, because you're constantly comparing this girl and saying, well, Prue did this, Prue did that, and so she's feeling not good enough, and she's having to try to be good enough for it. And it's not even about just being good enough, but it's like, well, I don't just want to be seen as not good enough, but I also don't want you to not see who I am. And she spent so many years just trying to discover herself. There was a whole season, I think it was season 5, where she was, doing odd jobs just to try and discover herself and understand what it is that she wanted. And I think it was unfortunate that, Paige, as the individual, had to go through that, and that would put stress on literally anybody. The fact that she continued forward in going forth with knowing that she has these powers, knowing that she has these sisters, and she has to just immediately go into like, okay, yeah, I'm down for this, let's fight the good fight, And on top of being in Prue's shadow, you have one sister who don't even really want you around. Piper had a very hard time coming around to Paige being their sister, and understandable, it was a very abrupt end to Prue's character. Again, I said it in the video I made about Prue, didn't like how things ended there, but I like that they had that grieving moment for Prue and allowed us to, they didn't just immediately pop Paige in the picture, and we were allowed to see her develop these relationships with her newfound sisters. And Piper was like, yeah, I really don't want to deal with this, I don't want to be around this, I don't want to deal with you. But over the course of seeing, okay, she is also in this new life that she doesn't understand. It's not just us having to experience something new. She also is coming into finding out that she has sisters as well, and in the moments where she was feeling her grief the most, because she gets turned into some type of creature, when she was feeling the grief the most, who's the one who realizes exactly what's causing the pain for Piper and why she's turned into this creature? It's Paige. She's like, I understand. Is you're not mad at me. You don't even know me. You're not mad at Phoebe. She didn't do anything to you. You're mad at Prue, and was able to. One thing I disagreed with was she told Piper, she was like, it's okay to hate Prue. You can say it. No, it's not. No, it's not. Like, I think we throw that word around a little too much. I tried my best not to say it. Like, I disagreed, but I understood what she was trying to do. Like, she didn't mean like she actually hated Prue. She just hated the fact that Prue was no longer there, no longer just there for them. She's gone. So I understood it, but I didn't like the way it was worded at all. But yeah, so when she comes into the picture, she is a little bit more carefree, and she has herself a little boo thing / not boo thing / bestie, whatever the hell they were, Glenn. I actually really liked her and Glenn's relationship together. They were so cute to me. Like, they could have been in game, in my opinion, and the fact that he didn't really freak out when he found, like, he was concerned. He like, bro, you got these sisters who is into witchcraft, you should run. And she's like, actually, I have something to tell you. And when she tells him, he didn't freak out. He just like, well, okay, cool. And he was completely fine with it. I actually really loved their relationship, and I wish that they didn't, like, I don't know why the writers thought the smartest thing to do was to mess up their entire friendship, because after, like, now the witch doctor is the one that messes with their lives, but because at the time Paige was wanting to reconnect with Glenn, wanting to have a serious settled downment with him, in the moment of the witch doctor messing with things, it made her act crazy and, lock up his fiance and try to marry him, pretending to be the fiance. It was a whole mess. And I hated the way that, they did that, because there is no way that y'all are friends still after that. Like, no fucking way in hell that he wants anything to do with you. Like, the woman didn't trust, she didn't know you, and she like, no, I'm done. And you think that she's gonna let her husband still communicate with you in any capacity? Like, even if he was like, all right, crazy stuff like this goes on all the time, I'm fine with it, we can still be friends, she's gonna be like, you're insane, don't invite her to anything. Like, and fair enough, like, she kidnapped the woman and then tried, like, glamour magic to try to marry Glenn. Like, I hated it, because I actually, like, even if they weren't in game, like, you could have at least, like, they were a good friendship pair. They had really good on-screen chemistry, that guy and Rose. Like, they had very good on-screen chemistry, and I like that they had that friendship. So I really just didn't like the way they ended it. It was very unfortunate. With that being said, that's all I really want to talk about today. I do have more stuff that I want to talk about when it comes to Paige, but I don't really, like, I don't want to mix up information, because I know that some of the stuff go hand in hand, but some of the stuff I might get the information intertwined in the wrong way. So I just want to make sure that I have it 100% when I do talk about it. So I will end this video here. If you made it this far, why don't you tell me what was one of your favorite things about Paige, if you liked Paige. If you didn't like Paige, why don't you tell me why. With that being said, until next time, bye.